and it caused welts where the centipede had walked across his skin. He had swelling and fever and weakness, and finally succumbed to the bite.
There are some that are highly venomous. A healthy adult could be killed by a few bites.
I'd never seen one that big before. It looked like a snake at first. It was a centipede.
It's pretty amazing to think of 10-foot-long centipedes, but they definitely existed. You know, who knows what's out there in the tropical rainforest?
There are creatures science refuses to recognize. But new technology makes us question what is real. If our eyes see it,
Back away from the girl.
if our cameras capture it, does it exist? Enter a realm where fact meets fiction, science meets legend, where nightmares come to life. Do you believe? Lost Tapes, Death Crawler.
No tengo otra más, tenemos que salir de aquí. ¡Sácate de aquí! ¡Tenemos que salir de aquí! ¡Olvídalo! ¡Hay otro siempre al salte! ¡Vámonos! ¡Vete de aquí! ¡Pedro, ¿dónde está la gente? ¡Vámonos! ¡Vete, Tiago! ¡Quítemela de encima! ¡Ah! ¡Ah, no te metas!
In 2002, entomologist Karen Urko and her husband Jonah spent the summer documenting various insect life off the coasts of Central and South America. But when they found themselves stranded on a seemingly idyllic shore, their research trip took a terrifying and deadly turn. These are their tapes.
We've encountered some engine trouble while circling the island. I've radioed for help, but I'm not really sure that this thing is working. I'm not getting an answer. So meanwhile, Jonah's trying to get that engine going again. Jonah, you okay?
What?
How's it going?
It's fine. It's good. It's gonna take a while.
Okay. Should I go exploring for a little bit?
Yes. Knock yourself out.
Jonah, listen for the radio. Okay, I love you. I won't be long. Alrighty, off we go then.
While Jonah worked to fix the boat's engine, Karen headed for the island interior to explore the local insect population.
Indian walking stick. Found in this part of the world. Beautiful. Fantastic example of a rose-hair tarantula. This place is a treasure trove.
Well, literally, centipede means 100 legs, and although it's kind of grossly descriptive, it's inaccurate. They can have anywhere from 15 to 173 legs. Centipedes are fairly simple animals. There's basically two main segments of the body. There's the head, and then there's the trunk. The head has the eyes and the mouth parts, and the trunk has all of the legs. So the trunk is basically the largest part of the body that has a bunch of repeated segments. Each segment has two legs. The centipede bites using two fangs underneath its head, and these two fangs are actually modified legs that have venom ducts in them.
People have described getting bitten by a centipede. One gentleman described it as being burnt with a lit cigar.
Sometimes centipede bites on humans could be as painful as a gunshot wound or having your bone broken.
What's this? Claw. It's been here. swampy here. Place for some parasites to be living. What's this? Boot? Oh, gross. Oh my God. Oh my God. A video camera.
Centipedes hunt for their prey. They actually can't see very well, so they use their legs and antennae to kind of scan the substrate for potential prey items. And if you see a centipede walking, you'll see its head kind of move quickly back and forth, and that's kind of its scanning motion. When a centipede attacks its prey item, it'll grab onto the prey using the row of legs just behind the fangs, and then it'll actually puncture the prey item using these two fangs in kind of a pinching motion, and it'll immediately inject the venom, after which the prey item usually dies pretty much immediately, and then the centipede will eat it right away. Generally, centipedes, especially hunting centipedes, can be pretty fast. The fastest centipedes actually tend to have fewer legs. So the more legs a centipede has, typically the slower it will move. And the fastest of the centipedes actually have incredibly long legs. They're almost like long whisks. So they have longer legs and get more leverage and move incredibly fast.
They can strike and move quickly. Say if you disturb the nest of a really, truly giant centipede, say one that allegedly attains a length of 2 or 3 feet, you'd probably have a hard time getting away.
Okay, come back with me this way. You won't believe it. I was just looking through the brush, and all of a sudden this cloth was hanging from a tree, and then I see this boot.
Like, how old?
Not that old. There was a camera attached to it. Come on, come on.
Did you check the camera?
Yeah, I took the camera. I put it back at base, but it's just nothing but bone.
Huh.
Keep up with me.
Oh, wait, just a second.
You're not going to believe this.
Hey, honey, wait a second. I got a thorn in my shoe. Wait a second.
It's just around the corner here.
I got something in my shoe. Just give me 2 seconds.
Ah! What's this?
Oh, yeah, Robin. I just got bit. Oh, some sort of a huge insect. Oh, God. Oh.
Okay. No, John, I've never seen an insect with a bite like that.
Help me.
Okay, you're just...
Help me.
It's okay, just... fine. Water. Dehydrated properly. Okay, grab it. I got you. Let's get a closer look at that, honey. Now, what did you say you thought it was again?
It was like a 3-foot centipede.
That's not even possible. Well, you sure it wasn't a snake or a rodent of some sort?
It wasn't a snake.
A centipede bite will leave a pattern very similar to a spider bite. Basically, there's 2 puncture wounds, 1 for each fang. There's many cases where a centipede will bite, a person that's handling it several times in a row, so you can actually get a series of double puncture wounds. There are some records of centipedes actually leaving a mark on human skin because legs actually have knife-like extensions that will create abrasive marks on your skin. They also have these glands called repugnatorial glands that secrete hydrocyanic acid, and that acid can get into the wounds caused by the abrasions from the centipede's legs.
Look at the marking on the wounds. It's a centipede. It's fine. Hey, it's fine. Let's go clean it up. I get the motor fixed, and we're out of here. Okay?
Jonah's not doing so well. He's got a bad fever. Whatever bit him must have injected some sort of toxin. Oh, God. It's getting worse.
que vaya uno de los dos, pero rápido.
Sí, mi general.
Ok, mira, es en esta dirección.
Está bien. Ok. ¿Es la última vez?
Ok,
No.
rápido. Ahí, derecho, derecho. Pedro, pásame la caja de medicamentos, por favor. Tranquilo, tranquilo. No te va a doler. Muerde esto.
Está bien, Carlos.
Agarra la pierna,
Sí,
Pedro.
cómo no. No te preocupes, Carlos. Todo está bien.
Muerde el palo. Deténlo bien.
Aguántese así. Cómo no, general.
Ahí va.
Los nerviosos están por todos lados. Déjalos, vámonos. Están por todos lados. No podemos, tenemos que... ¡Cuidado! ¡No! ¡Cuidado! ¡Vámonos, Pedro! ¡Vámonos! ¡Vámonos! ¡Bien! ¡Vete de aquí!
¡Pedro, no te
atacando!
ataques! ¡Vámonos! ¡Vete, Diego! ¡Eso estamos viendo! ¡Mira esto también!
Arthroplura were a primitive group of centipede-like animals that grew up to 6 to 10 feet long. These days, it's very, very unlikely you're going to get something 6 to 10 feet long.
The average accepted size with the North American centipede is 7 to 8 inches as an adult, and we know that that's quite common. I was finding them in my house.
I was living up in the foothills of the Ozarks and noticed what looked like a snake at first, and it was a centipede, and he was probably 14, 15 inches long. And I've seen a lot of them around here, and most of them are 6, 7, maybe 8 inches. I'd never seen one that big before.
Scolopendra gigantea is by far the largest centipede on record. And there's actually one case of the species from Venezuela that's 18 inches long. And there are records of those eating things like lizards, mice, and small birds. So definitely the largest centipedes will eat vertebrates. There's this case of a young girl being killed by a single bite from a Scolopendra. It's certainly not out of the question to have something that might be 2 or 3 feet long.
There are scientists out combing the world to survey biodiversity. So it's very unlikely today that there are gigantic centipedes that we haven't discovered. But you have to admit that we do discover animals that we didn't think existed all the time.
You know, who knows what's out there in the tropical rainforests? I mean, that's what kind of keeps us going as entomologists, finding these really kind of bizarre or extreme examples.
In order to treat her husband's infected wounds, Karen headed into the centipede-infested jungle, desperately searching for the medical kit she saw on the survey team's tape.
What was that? Oh, God. I thought I heard something over there. It's got to be around here somewhere. Come on, please, God. It's got to be around here somewhere. Thank God. This is it. Where's that medical kit? There it is. Oh. Jonah, baby, wake up. Wake up, guess what? I found the campsite.
campsite and the medical supplies. I'm gonna get you ready. Come on, let's get out of here. See, look, that's the medical supplies. Oh my God. Get up. You gotta get the boat.
Examination of the footage shows that Karen and Jonah were able to escape their island terror, however briefly, as evidenced by this final segment shot aboard their drifting skiff.
How are you feeling now?
Much better, thanks to you.
I got you all fixed up.
You sure did.
Anywhere's better than there.
We'll hit land by morning.
And then no more new species for me.
Several weeks later, the boat, containing 2 decomposed bodies, washed up on the Florida coastline. The remains were covered with puncture wounds and bite marks. Unidentifiable tracks in the sand led from the boat to nearby dense foliage. The exact location of the island of the giant centipedes remains a mystery. But the horrifying images captured on these videotapes and the fact that the creatures that killed Karen and Jonah Urko were never found leaves us with a frightening proposition. Do they live among us? Lost tapes online, more monsters, more experts, more video. AnimalPlanet.com/lost tapes.